Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, and you know what that means? That means we bring back my boy Omar. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, Michael. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. So I just had an interview with a high school dropout. Actually, dropped out of high school in ninth grade, and
Wow.
what really made me go, "Oh my God, we're going to talk to Omar next," and I want to talk about the American dream. Is this gentleman dropped out of ninth grade, and over the course of 20 years has built a real estate portfolio, one rental at a time, to 60 units in the state of New Hampshire.
Wow.
And we
That's
had
awesome.
yeah, dude, it's so amazing. And we had conversations about learn your market, do the work, all the stuff that we talk about together on this channel. But man, I'm telling you, a high school dropout doing the work started before the crash, right? Starts in '01 and
Oh,
doesn't get taken out, doesn't take shortcuts, right? Doesn't do these liar loans that all his buddies were doing that ended up wiping them out. He just kept moving forward. So I know your story. I know the story of your father, who is an awesome man. So what do you think about the American dream? Is it dead? There's all these haters online. It's the world's going to end and all of that. Is that true? Is the American dream over?
no, not at all. I mean, we're living it every single day.
Yeah.
It's the American dream now. I mean, you and I on this on our podcast here, and the ability to be able to go and create anything out of nothing is the American dream. Being in the best country in the world is the American dream. But we all take it for granted.
Yeah.
We literally do. We think that we want that handout instead of going out and putting the work in. That's the big difference between what I see in society right now. They all want it quick and easy. No
Yeah.
one wants to put in the time, work, and dedication that it takes to become successful.
Yeah. There's a couple of things. This is a topic that I have a sneaky suspicion is going to get some hate, and I just don't care.
Neither do I.
Um, because one thing I want people to realize is nothing was given to either of us. Nothing
Mm.
was given to us. Yeah, you might look at us now and say, okay, they've got something, it's easy for them. But folks, I've already shared my journey. It starts as somebody who's out of the house at 18, gets married at 19, um, didn't have two nickels to rub together. So, do the work. It takes time. It's not easy. There are no shortcuts. But the beauty of what we have in America is if you do the work and you sacrifice and you lean forward, it will get there. It may not feel like it for a couple of years, but it will get there. And the biggest thing I want to do on my channel, and the reason I loved speaking to the last gentleman, Matt, is if you can find an example of anybody else like you, you know it's possible. So now I'm going to upload a video of a high school dropout, ninth grade. We're not talking senior year. We're talking freshman year. Builds a portfolio of 60 units. Dude, that is inspiring as all get out.
13 years old, and he dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
And he still, that path I'm sure was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And for him to get to 60 units, I mean, people with an education to go through college and are in debt 200K after their, 8 years or 4 years in college will never get to 61 units.
Yeah. Yeah. He's talking about making $5 an hour. Right. And he had to live. I mean, that was what he was making. I mean, you don't make a lot as a ninth grade dropout. Right.
That's freaking, that is inspiring.
Yeah.
And it just shows all of us, it shows me, when I hear stories like this, it just means I'm playing too small.
I just love how you think.
Playing too small. That's great.
You
I,
play
I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
That's inspiring. So,
Yeah. So,
but,
so again, we're near the end of the year. I think the American dream is alive and well. I think it takes some knocks when we go through a recession, right? It goes, which we're in, but people need to realize again, the best buys are made in recessions because the weak hands get flushed out. And I
right.
really do think, as we've talked about, 2021 is going to be the return of inventory. So people need to start doing the work now. Would you agree?
You have to be set up.
Yeah.
You have to be set up for next year.
Yeah.
At least quarter two. Quarter one, you're kind of already late. But
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if you haven't done the work now, Q1's a wash. Start doing the work now so you can operate in Q2.
Mhm.
Um, so tell me more about how that ninth grade story inspires you to think bigger. Um, what does that mean when you say I'm thinking too small?
that right there means that, he's 13 years old, guys. We're 20s, 30s, 40s that are watching this, maybe even 50s.
Yeah.
And we think that we had it hard.
Right.
I don't know all the circumstances,
Sure. But you could guess.
but I could guess. I mean, you can't go from 13 years old to, you said 20 years later, he's 33.
Yeah.
He has 61 units or 60 units. That's completely inspiring. So that trajectory and that path, he had to have been paying attention to people that have done it.
Hmm.
100%. You can't just do that by stumbling across
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. No, you would have loved him because it's all the stuff we talk about. He said, I was the boring kid sitting on a couch looking at the MLS. I was the boring kid calling brokers and, it's just everything we talk about he was doing. Just intuitively. It was amazing to listen to. Yeah.
And and if for anybody that's listening, or for everybody that's listening, your American dream is right next door to you. You are the American dream. So whatever business that you're in right now, think of what the best or the most amount of money that you can make. Not even money. Don't attach money to it. How about experiences with your family, experiences with your business, helping others? Because there's a saying that service to many leads to greatness.
Mhm.
Serve more people in your prospective businesses, and you'll get 10 times in return.
Yeah.
But you put other people first, and then you'll start seeing it come in.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there that attach, well, I can go make a bunch of money here, here, and here. But what's the purpose behind it?
Hmm.
Making money is easy, but it's inspiring and educating and helping others that will give you that purpose that will then feed you. At
Yeah.
least my
Yeah, no, I agree with all that. The other thing I would really take from that conversation, just reflecting on my journey from that first house moving forward, is there's no money made complaining. You want to complain about your circumstances, high school dropout, married at 19, whatever it is, there's no money made complaining. I tell you to turn it and for me, it was a pure, just the way I'm wired. Maybe it's upbringing, my DNA. I don't know. I use all of that stuff for fuel. Most people don't use it for fuel, right? That's how I can keep going. That's how I looked at my market for 20 years every day. It's fuel for me. Others, they just freaking want to whine and complain and, oh, woe is me. And, I'm different and the world doesn't treat me fair. And, all of that stuff. Just stop it. Own it, use it as fuel, move forward.
and see that right there, Michael. You said, I wrote it down. No money's made while you're complaining, because it's the case. That is 100%, 100% true. Because if you're sitting there complaining, like I posted something the other day, or I took somebody else's post, my buddy Adrian, and he ended up saying something about, like, when doors close, he's going to come back and buy the building.
Yeah, I saw that.
When doors close on you, you're going to come back and buy the building. And then I took that and I said, hey, this is perfect, because in life, we get a ton of doors that close on us. Okay. You can choose to complain, bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. This guy's better than me, or that girl's better than me. But why don't you go and create something? Like, I even wrote on there that there's enough pie to go around for everybody. There's so much money to be made if you choose to. And if you think in your industry that it's gone, then go make a new pie.
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah.
go do something, but you can't make a pie complaining. You
Yeah.
can't go and try to create something if you're sitting there dwelling on what didn't happen. So, I mean, with adversity that you faced, adversity that I faced, and by all means, I'm not where you're at, Michael. I'm on my way, but I also know that I'm not patting myself on the back,
Yeah.
because I'm not there yet. I'm not complaining, and we all have our issues that, like, dang, I could have done that better. I could have, but see, it's education. While you're not doing it, you're getting better for the next opportunity that comes to you.
Absolutely. And the other thing I want people to hear, and again, an inspiration from your father's story, is everybody's complaining about all the store closures, restaurants in particular.
Oh,
That is
geez.
all true. It is going to be a horrible year when you look back at the stats. But here's the deal. Just like your father did at 50 when he launched his restaurant, there's going to be record grand openings next year. They're going to be set up with cost structures that are better than this year. Rent's going to be cheaper. You're going to be able to step into some stores fully equipped, right? There's going to be some tremendous entrepreneurs in the restaurant space next year. So you
Oh,
can either complain or get ready. What do you want?
we got to get ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I'm a restaurant owner now,
Yep.
obviously restaurateur, and we're going to figure this all out and make sure that it's profitable after 30 days and such. So there's a lot of things that I'm going through too. And you're right. Next year, there's going to be a huge opening of businesses starting because people, you know what, they go against the grain right now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's tough. It's really tough. But if you get some business that the rent's cheaper,
Yeah.
your margins are going to be a little bit higher. I mean, restaurants are tough in general. I will tell you that right now. You
Yeah.
have to run at 100% occupancy because of numbers,
Yep.
because of our profit margins aren't that high. So you have to do volume. So then when you're running on 50% or 75%, it's a lot more challenging, but it can be overcame if you choose to. Or you're going to sit in the corner and be like, okay, well, where's my handout, or Mrs. Government? I want my money.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to grease me up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that doesn't work, man.
Yeah. So in the end, I just wanted this first episode to be about the American dream. I wanted to validate that we both think it's still real. I think here's the deal. The 20s, just like 1920s, I think it's going to be the roaring 20s. I think business creation, I think opportunities. I think, in fact, it's going to be very much like the first roaring 20s. We're going to have to be careful that we don't walk into a depression in a decade because we overspent and over leveraged. But you know what? I think it's about to be a party. And if you want to go get some, go get some.
See, that's good. If you want to go get some, go get some.
All right, man. Thank you for this first one. I just wanted to validate that, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks.